Psalm 27 from the Message version. Psalm 27 from the Message version of the Bible. A David psalm. Light, space, zest, that's God. So with him on my side, I'm fearless, afraid of no one and nothing. When vandal hordes ride down ready to eat me alive, those bullies and toughs fall flat on their faces. When besieged, I'm calm as a baby. When all hell breaks loose, I'm collected and cool. I'm asking God for one thing, only one thing, to live with him in his house my whole life long. I'll contemplate his beauty, I'll study at his feet. That's the only quiet, secure place in a noisy world. The perfect getaway, far from the buzz of traffic. God holds me head and shoulders above all who try to pull me down. I'm headed for his place to offer anthems that will raise the roof. Already I'm singing God songs, I'm making music to God. Listen, God, I'm calling at the top of my lungs. Be good to me, answer me. When my heart whispered, seek God, my whole being replied, I'm seeking him. Don't hide from me now, you've always been right there for me. Don't turn your back on me now. Don't throw me out, don't abandon me. You've always kept the door open. My father and mother walked out and left me, but God took me in. Point me down your highway, God. Direct me along a well-lighted street. Show my enemies whose side you're on. Don't throw me to the dogs, those liars who are out to get me, filling the air with their threats. I'm sure now I'll see God's goodness in the exuberant earth. Stay with God, take heart, don't quit. I'll say it again, stay with God. Psalm 28 from the Message. A David psalm. Don't turn a deaf ear when I call you God. If all I get from you is deafening silence, I'd be better off in the black hole. I'm letting you know what I need, calling out for help and lifting my arms toward your inner sanctum. Don't shove me into the same jail cell with those crooks, with those who are full-time employees of evil. They talk a good line of peace, then moonlight for the devil. Pay them back for their deeds, for how bad they've been. Pay them back for their actions, for what their hands have done. They have no idea how God works or what he's up to. God will blow them away. They won't know what hit them. Blessed be God. He heard me praying. God is my strength, my shield. Trusting him, I was helped. My heart skipped a beat. I was so happy. Now I'm singing his praises. God is all strength for his people, ample refuge for his chosen leader. Save your people and bless your heritage. Care for them, carry them like a good shepherd. Key themes in Psalm 28. Desperate prayer, verses 1 to 2. David cries out, fearing God's silence. Justice against the wicked, verses 3 to 5. He asks God to judge those who exploit others. Joyful trust, verses 6 to 7. When God answers, David erupts in praise. God as protector, verses 8 to 9. A closing plea for God to shepherd his people. This psalm moves from raw pleading to confident praise, a reminder that God hears and acts. Psalms 27 and 28, especially in the Message version, offer powerful truths for your Christian growth. Whether you're facing fear, uncertainty, opposition, or simply seeking a deeper trust in God. Here's how these psalms can speak to you personally. Psalm 27, fearlessness in God's presence.
Personal takeaways, unshakable confidence, verses 1 to 3. Like David, you can face battles, external or internal, with courage because God is your light and salvation. Even when, all hell breaks loose, verse 3, the Message, you're held secure. Single-minded pursuit of God, verses 4 to 5. David's deepest desire was to live with God and study at his feet. This really challenges you to prioritize intimacy with him over worldly distractions. Are you making space to contemplate his beauty? Honest lament plus persistent faith, verses 7 to 12. Even when feeling abandoned, verses 9 to 10, David keeps crying out. Your doubts or loneliness don't disqualify you. They're invitations to lean harder on God. The call to wait, verse 14. Stay with God is a mantra for seasons of delay. Growth often happens in the waiting. For your journey, you might want to memorize verse 1 or verse 14, just as reminders of God's presence, And then ask yourself, what's my one thing in verse 4? Is it truly God himself?
Psalm 28, from desperation to dependence.
Personal takeaways. Raw honesty in prayer, especially in verses 1 to 2. David doesn't sugarcoat his fear of God's silence, and you're actually allowed to say, if you don't answer, I'm doomed. That's verse 1 from the Message. God welcomes your real emotions honestly. Justice and surrender, verses 3 to 5. Instead of retaliating against enemies, literal or spiritual, David trusts God to judge rightly. This frees you from bitterness. Praise as a weapon, verses 6 to 7. When God answers, David's heart skips a beat with joy. Thankfulness reinforces trust. God is your shepherd, verses 8 to 9. The psalm ends with a corporate focus, praying for all God's people. Your growth isn't just for you, it's to strengthen others. For your journey, when afraid, pray verses 1 to 2 aloud. Let it anchor you. Replace anxiety with praise, verses 6 to 7. Try writing your own God song.
How both psalms work together for your growth, they model authentic faith. Neither psalm hides struggle. Growth isn't about pretending you're fearless, it's about bringing fears to God. They shift your focus from what's happening to me to who is God for me. Psalm 27 verse 1, Psalm 28 verse 7. They move you from me to we. Psalm 27, it starts off quite personal, but then it ends with a call to stay with God together, as we see in verse 14. And then Psalm 28 closes with a prayer for the whole community, that's verse 9. So your growth really is tied to others. Final challenge. In hard times, cling to Psalm 27's stay with God. And, in those prayer droughts, echo Psalm 28's don't turn a deaf ear. Always return to this truth. God is your strength, your shield, and your shepherd. Your job is to seek him. His job is to sustain you. Psalm 27 from the New King James Version. A Psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me to eat up my flesh, my enemies and foes, they stumbled and fell. Though an army may encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war may rise against me, in this I will be confident. One thing I have desired of the Lord, that will I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tabernacle he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me. Therefore I will offer sacrifices of joy in his tabernacle. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises to the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When you said, seek my face, my heart said to you, your face, Lord, I will seek. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not leave me nor forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take care of me. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in a smooth path because of my enemies. Do not deliver me to the will of my adversaries. For false witnesses have risen against me, and such as breathe out violence. I would have lost heart unless I believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Psalm 28 from the New King James Version. A Psalm of David. To you I will cry, O Lord my rock. Do not be silent to me. Lest if you are silent to me, I become like those who go down to the pit. Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry to you, when I lift up my hands toward your holy sanctuary. Do not take me away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity who speak peace to their neighbors, but evil is in their hearts. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them according to the work of their hands. Render to them what they deserve. because they do not regard the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. Blessed be the Lord, because he has heard the voice of my supplications. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoices, and with my song I will praise him. The Lord is their strength, and he is the saving refuge of his anointed. Save your people and bless your inheritance. Shepherd them also, and bear them up forever. Key themes for your growth, New King James Version focus. Unshakable trust, as we see in Psalm 27 verse 1 and 14, really stands out. The Lord is my light and my salvation, verse 1 declares, showing God's active role in your battles. And then wait on the Lord, verse 14, calls for patient faith, reminding us, that growth often happens in the waiting. Prioritizing God's presence, as found in Psalm 27 verse 4, is really at the heart of David's longing. His one thing was to dwell with God. So, is he your deepest desire? Honest lament in Psalm 28 verses 1 and 2 is so important. Do not be silent to me. Verse 1 shows us that God welcomes raw honesty in prayer. When God answers, David's heart greatly rejoices, as we see in Psalm 28 verses 6 and 7. Gratitude, fuels faith. Community focus, Psalm 28 verse 9. David ends by praying for all God's people. Your growth blesses others. Personal application questions. In fear or uncertainty, pray Psalm 27 verses 1 to 3 aloud. What army, as mentioned in 27 verse 3, are you facing? In spiritual dryness, cry out like Psalm 28 verse 1, then declare trust just like in 28 verse 7. For deeper worship, meditate on Psalm 27 verse 4. How can you behold the beauty of the Lord today? The New King James Version's poetic strength highlights God's sovereignty and your dependence. Let these psalms anchor you in truth.